Hi everyone, it's Momma.RN.Colorist here, and today I thought that we could go ahead and pick out some more whips that I need to get finished, and I'll do them on camera. So the first easier one that I picked is out of Spiroglyphics. It's quite a big book, so let me make sure that you are in frame. All right, I think that's good. This page, I am not sure exactly what it is yet. Let me move it up. I don't even know if this whole thing will get in the frame. But I am gonna work with this. I pulled out some gel pens to finish up this. And this is Spiroglyphics Around the World by Thomas Pavitz. And after the Spiroglyphics page, I thought we would work on one out of here since it's Mother's Day on Sunday. And I want to complete this one. Let me go ahead and take this out. Zoom you in a little bit. So as you see, I would start working on these flowers. And I really like how they're going. Let me hold it up so you guys can see the actual color. But I really like how I'm doing like the vines in the flowers. As you see, this is like a base. And I went over with my Prismacolors to make them look more flowery. Sorry, you see the wax bloom there. Let me zoom you in. And as you see from the flower there, how nice it's coming out. And I don't know what happened with this one, but it's like wrinkled. Anyway, so I thought that we could work on this one. I don't know if I want to do this one as a second page or, sorry, I didn't say who this was. This is Mother's Love by Deborah Moeller. And then I have a mermaid page, since it's Mermaid. In Romantic Country, The Third Tale by Erie. And I have two pages actually, but I think I'm going to go with the mermaid one. Let's see if I can find it. I have this page here where I was working on the flowers. This has been a long-standing whip. I based it with Crayola Super Tips, it looks like. And then I was working on shading and adding detail to them. And it is a double page spread. Let me move you over. So as you see, it's like the elves, I guess, are making the cupcakes and having like a little tea party. So I thought that would be fun to do, but since it's Mermaid, I actually flagged this one here. And I'm sorry that it's not in frame. It's, you know, a double page spread really takes up the whole camera here. But as you see, I did base with Crayola Super Tips. It might be a quick one to do because a lot of it is water and a rock. Need some rocks, a little grass, and some flowers. So I thought that we would work on this one instead of the other page, although I do really like how that flower was coming out. And it would be really pretty to finish those. But no, I think we're just gonna do the mermaids. There. So for the next part of this video, I think we're gonna go ahead and work on A Mother's Love with the flowers. I'm working on this book from front to back. And you can celebrate, you know, Mom anytime of the year. But I thought it was fitting since it's Mother's Day on Sunday. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish up the flowers and see how long that takes. Yeah. But first things first, I am going to do the more simple, mindless kind of page out of spiroglyphics. So let's go ahead and work on it. there is that page completed. So let's go ahead and work on the next one. I think I'm gonna do a little chatting while we work on it. Let's move this to the side. All right, let's open the book here. And we will work on these flowers. I think I'm going to do these flowers up here. I'm going to do a little bit of chatting and see how far we get. And then I may time lapse finishing the page. So actually, before we get started here, I recently went through all my books and I counted the whips in my collection. So I actually have 120 whips, which is terrible. But I hope to work on this as like a little series on my channel and see how we go. So I can get 3 more done in this video, hopefully, maybe 2. We'll see how long the Spiroglyphics takes and this page. And then I might carry on the mermaids in a different whip video. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know. If not, let me know what you guys want to see from me, and I can work on that. All right, so let's go ahead and get my pencils here. I already planned on the colors that I've been working on here. I'm going to put a blotter page just so it doesn't indent on the next page in case I press too hard. And we're going to zoom in on these flowers right here. Let's go down. All right. So how is everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. I pulled up some like conversation starters on my tablet, and I think that we're going, so you guys can get to know me a little better. I thought we could work on that. For right now, I'm going to explain how I'm doing this. So this is a black Prismacolor. I'm going to use Prisma in this page here. And I'm just going to make a little bit of vines or veins or whatever they're called. I don't know my flowers very well. I kind of use the shape that Deborah Muller put in and just lightly stroke where I think the veins are going on here. I don't want to add a whole lot of black because it makes it too dark. But there is that one. And I'm going to do a Tuscan red, and I'm just going to do the same thing, just doing little flicking motions where I think the veins are going to follow the black. I actually might need to sharpen this. As you see there, I'm going to leave some highlights in the middle. And I'm actually going to take a white Prismacolor. And I'm going to add some highlights already. And then they will be dulled down with the next color, which is the mid-tone color. It matches the base. So this is kind of how I do it. I start with the darkest, add the highlights, and then go over with the mid-tone. I am going to sharpen this. I just wanted to explain my little process here. This is like the first time I did realistic flowers. So I think they're coming out nice. But see how it really drops down or dulls the highlight a little bit? And that's kind of what we want. We don't want stark white. I'm just gonna go over, add some more veins and kind of help burnish the flower. And then we're gonna take the Tuscan Red again and deepen up some of the shadows. Add some more veins, and my Prismacolor just broke in the sharpener. Okay. And we're gonna just add a little bit more veins coming. Being careful to follow the shape of the petal here. And as you see, it's coming along. I like it. Go back to the mid-tone. Follow the darkest and put it right up against the highlight color. And kind of burnish it. And then add back in some of these highlights. The best we can. So yeah, I like how this is coming out. I know it's not, you know, perfect. Nothing that I do on this channel is probably going to be perfect. But I think that for my first realistic kind of looking flowers, I think that's coming out pretty good. All right, there's that petal finished. And I'm just going to do the same kind of process throughout these petals here. So I thought that I would go ahead and do a little bit of conversation starters, and maybe you guys can answer them in the comments. I thought it would be fun to do. So the first question is, what's the #1 item on your bucket list? I haven't really thought of my answers, so this may be tricky. Number one thing on my bucket list. I think the number one thing that I would like to do would be to go stay in a cabin in the mountains. I love the mountains, and I've only taken one vacation in the mountains, and I absolutely loved it. We had a little hotel room in 2009 right on a river, and it was so beautiful. You could hear the river outside while you're trying to go to sleep through the windows, and it was amazing. I really want to do that again. So staying in the mountains would be on my bucket list. What's the next one? What's the best book you ever read? So I think the best book that I ever read, I love scary stuff. And I loved Stephen King. And I still do, like Stephen King. But I don't have a whole lot of time to read anymore. You know, just everything with the kids and stuff. But one of the favorite books of mine, of his, was terrifying to me as a teenager, but I still remember reading it. And that is Dreamcatcher. They made a movie from it, and it was not my favorite. I don't think some books do not translate well on the screen. And that was one of them. And I was not a fan. And I was really kind of bummed out because that book, when I read it, I was probably 14, maybe a little younger. I probably shouldn't have been reading Stephen King, but that book scared me to death. But I couldn't put it down, and that's what makes a good book. So that would be my answer. See, when I was growing up, this is going to be completely random. When I was growing up, my mom was in a wheelchair. She had a car accident when she was 18, and it paralyzed her. So we couldn't, getting around for our family was a lot different than, you know, my friends who did not have a disabled parent. So we couldn't go to the library very often. So they would just buy the books, because this was pre-Amazon. And, you know, you either had to go to a bookstore or the library to get your books. So we couldn't go to the library, so they would buy books when they could, when they had the money to. And so they bought books that were adult books, you know, Stephen King, and my mom liked romance novels. So I read stories that I probably shouldn't have read at my age. But that's the books that I had in our house. So, and it really, I guess, influenced my love for horror stuff, like suspense and sci-fi and all the things that I like now. But anyway, back to the questions. What's your go-to comfort food? And I'm thinking about it. I love mashed potatoes. I don't know what it is about mashed potatoes, but that is my jam. When I am sick, I don't go for chicken noodle soup or anything. I go for the mashed potatoes. And my kids actually are not a fan of mashed potatoes. And it makes me sad because I can't eat mashed potatoes very often. One of the things that I really like is Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes, or meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, it's making me want meatloaf. But when we have those kind of foods, I just make the mac and cheese. And I have the mashed potatoes, me and my husband. And the next one. What pet peeve drives you the craziest? So this one is actually very easy for me to pinpoint. I know this is going to be really kind of weird. Like, people that don't understand just don't get it. But people that chew food loudly or drink loudly, that just drives me insane. I don't know what it is, because, you know, I know that I make noise eating and drinking, like it's part of life. But it just, I don't know why it gets under my skin so bad. So I try to minimize. I'm going to try to minimize drinking and eating on the channel. Because I know that that's you know, you have your cup of coffee, you're chatting. Like, I really want a cup of coffee right now. I guess that's another question, is what is your favorite drink? We did favorite food, but what's your favorite drink? And mine definitely is coffee. I can have coffee any time of the day. And I would, you know, I can drink coffee and I can just go right to bed. It's strange. I guess I'm just a strange person. But yes, drinking and chewing sounds. Pet peeve. Can't do it. What's another pet peeve? I guess another pet peeve of mine would be when people get aggravated or angry about silly things. Like things that are out of your control, and people get really passionate about. And, you know, I just let them go. But people that can't let them go, it kind of irritates me. which we all have our own opinions, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you get fixated for weeks on something that you have no control over and you can't do anything about, it drives me nuts. There's the next petal done. And I like that they're like varying, because not all flowers look the same in real life, or each petal is different. All right, next question. Just scrolling. Are you a morning person, or do you like to stay up late? I love the nighttime. But in my season of life right now with kids, I wake up early, like super early. 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'll wake up and have a little coffee and coloring before the day really starts. And that's like my me time. But I used to work nights as a nurse on a medical surgical floor at the hospital. I used to work with on med-surg oncology at night. And I absolutely love nights. So my favorite time of day is definitely nighttime, but just right now I cannot stay up and do things at night. If I want to get any resemblance of sleep, rest for the day ahead, I just have to go to bed and wake up early and do my me time in the morning. Okay, sorry if you hear my cat. She's right next to me cleaning herself. That's another question. Which do you like most, dogs or cats? Or which animals do you own? So I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I have a Catahoula leopard dog. He is about 8 years old. His name's Archer. And I have a Bassador, which is a Basset Hound Lab mix. Both of the dogs me and my husband adopted from the pound before kids. And I have a cat who I found in a bush at an apartment complex I used to live at. And he was crying in the bush for hours and hours, and the mom was not coming back for him, so I went out there with an oven mitt of all things and caught him and brought him in. He was just an itty tiny baby. I don't know what happened to the mom, but she was not coming back for him. And I had to bottle feed him, and you know. His name is Samson. And he is 10 or 11 now, which is crazy to me. So I guess you can kind of say that I rescued him too. And he's gray. And he is my best buddy. He has always... he attached himself to me because I guess, you know, I was the first human to gain his trust as a baby, and I bottle fed him, unlike his mom. So he really has attached himself to me. He's not a fan of my husband so much. And he does tolerate the kids. He lays with them, but if there was a person that if there's a person laying down and it's me versus someone else, he will cuddle with me instead of the other people. And then I have a Flame Point Siamese that I rescued from the animal shelter. Her name is Nala, and that is who is on my bed, cleaning herself. And no, the question was if I like dogs or cats more. I can't really choose because, you know, I have both, and they all have their pros and cons. But if I had to choose one and I didn't have the others, if I didn't have them already, I would definitely say I'm a cat person. The next question. What is your job and do you like it? So I kind of touched on this on my other videos, but I am a registered nurse. I don't work on med-surg anymore like I did on nights. I work in an infusion clinic. And we administer intravenous or IV antibiotics and specialty medications. I'm sure you guys have heard of Entyvio. It's on TV in a commercial. It's a biologic for ulcerative colitis. So we give that kind of medications and other biologics that are that need to be given IV. And I absolutely love it. I love my coworkers. I love the pace of the environment. And in my line of work at the infusion clinic, you really get to know your patients, clients, whatever you want to call them. You know, you get to know their family and how they're doing, because most of the people, like the antibiotics, they have to be on IV antibiotics for long periods, 6 to 8 weeks, every single day. So, yeah, you get to know a lot of people in the community. And I love working there. So in the infusion clinic, we do antibiotics, as it mentioned, and we do blood transfusions and hydration, things like that. Okay, next. What did you want to be when you grew up? So when I was growing up, I did not want to be a nurse, actually. I wanted to be a veterinarian because I loved animals. I had a lot of animals growing up. We had 9 dogs at one time growing up. We had cats and dogs, ferrets, hamsters, like we had a lot of little domesticated animals. And when I got older, I had a horse. His name was Dusty. So I really wanted to be a vet and not a nurse. But what got me into nursing, as mentioned, is my mom was paralyzed when she was young. And as she got older, she had more health problems and she needed full-time care. And although I do have siblings, they were starting their own family, and I was young. I was 14 when I started caring for her full time, and I had to drop out of high school. But anyway, I took care of her until she unfortunately passed away. And when I was 20, she passed away. And I had to find something to do. Like, it was a hard time in my life, but it led me down to nursing. I was like, well, you know, I have skills taking care of someone else. And I could help other people. So I became a nurse. And interesting fact, my sister is also a nurse. I think these flowers are coming out so pretty. Anyway, let's see. Maybe we could do a few more questions, and then as I finish up these 2 petals, and I'll put you on a time lapse for the other ones on the page. Let's see. All right. This is a good question. What's the most difficult thing you've ever done? I have to think about this. Like, I've done several difficult things, as I mentioned. Most difficult thing. I think the most difficult thing is being a mom. Not difficult as in that kind of difficult, but like difficult figuring out what you think is best for your kids. And trying to raise them as good humans, good people. people that are gonna take into account the feelings of others. That's some of the most difficult things, but the most difficult thing that I've accomplished is definitely going through nursing school, becoming a nurse, working, and I did just recently, within the last 6 months, obtain my bachelor's in nursing, and that was hard with the kids and everything. But that is definitely an accomplishment that I am proud of. And I may go on to do my master's, but I am not 100% sure if I want to do that or wait until the kids get a little older, when they can kind of take care of themselves a little more than they can now, because they're so little. Because school takes up a lot of time and energy and planning and stuff. But yeah, I do like how these flowers are going. Hopefully it's coming off on the camera. It's hard to see on my watch what it looks like on camera, so I'm sorry if it's not the best. What are people surprised to learn about you? And interestingly enough, it's that I'm creative. I take some coloring stuff with me to work on, during breaks and stuff. Mostly my Johanna Basford's Rooms of Wonder. I'll sit there and I'll work on little bits and pieces here and there when I'm working or, on break from work. And there's a lot of people that see me work on a page in the break room. And they're like, wow, I didn't know that you were creative like that. I don't know why, but I guess I don't give off a whole lot of artsy vibe. I'm not sure. But I thought that was interesting. Because, almost everybody says that. Like, wow, I didn't know you did that. So, I haven't gotten anybody to color, though. I really kind of want to. I want to get some people interested in what I'm doing. And my boss, actually, she loves drawing. So I got her a little care package with 12 Prismacolors and a sketchbook and stuff, hoping that I could bring out her creativity, because she works a lot. And she works hard, so I wanted to do something nice for her. But I really, really would like someone to color with. All right, there's that flower finished. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse on those flowers there. And I will be back with you. If you could answer whatever question sparks a thought or anything, so I can learn a little bit about you. And feel free to ask me any questions. I'll try to answer them the best I can. So I'm going to go ahead and work on these flowers. And I was actually thinking about this flower up here. I kind of don't want it to match because it's a different type of flower, even though I colored it the same base color. But maybe I can change up and make it kind of like a reddy orange color. We'll see. But I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you out. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you out and see how the page looks here. That's how it's going so far. I really like how those flowers are coming out. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a time lapse and we'll see what we can get done. Alright, so I did the flower there and all the rest of the flowers. I think that I'm going to go ahead and do the leaves and the ribbon. I picked out some colors here for the leaves. So let's go ahead and move these out of the way. And I think that we're going to work on these bigger ones. Let me go ahead and zoom you in, and we'll work on these leaves. I'll show you how I'm going to do them, and then do a little speed color. Let's do this one right here. So I hope you guys are enjoying this little series on my channel. I think I'm going to call it Working the Whips. And I'll just do it like that, because as you have seen, I have 120 whips, which is crazy to me. Out of, let me pull my book out. Out of 79 books, I have 120 whips. And that is partly because my older books, I had a real problem finishing pages. I don't know why, but when I first started coloring, I just kind of wanted to put color to the paper, and I wasn't really thinking about finishing them. But now that I am a little bit more organized and better attention span, I guess, I am going to try to work on them. I don't buy a whole lot of new books anymore unless I really like them. I'd rather buy supplies rather than books to color in my current collection. I think that I didn't pick the right color. They're not really wanting to blend out. I'll just work it a little. Maybe deepen up these shadows in the middle. And I'm sorry if you hear my cat. She wants in because she hears me talking. But if I let her in, my setup, I have a lot of cords and like chargers and things when I'm recording. And she yesterday decided to chew one of my cords to a charger, and that is not good for her. So she's gonna have to just be out of my room when I'm recording. But she does get angry that I'm not letting her in. But she is fine. She just wants to be in here with me. But I have to keep her safe and not let her chew up the cords. I took my daughter to school, took my son to daycare this morning already. It is 8:39 in the morning. And I'm going to go pick them up early at 3 and surprise my daughter. So I'm going to try to get most of this page done if I can, because I have to work this weekend. Unfortunately, it's Mother's Day weekend, but I'm selected to work this weekend. So I'm not going to have any real recording time, which is okay. I'm kind of bummed out that I'm not going to be able to spend Mother's Day with the kids, but maybe next year. It's kind of Mother's Day all year round, really. Like, because my kids are always every day with me. So we'll celebrate probably maybe when I get off work, if I get off early enough. In my in the clinic, in the infusion clinic, the hours are different on the weekends. We only do antibiotics. So once the antibiotics are finished, I can go home. But there are twice-a-day antibiotics right now. So if I go home after the morning's done, I have to return at 4 to do the afternoon doses. All right, there's that leaf done. And I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a speed color and do all these type of leaves, and then I'll come back and do the darker ones. Okay, there's the coloring finished. And now I was thinking about a background. I scrolled Pinterest to see if I can find a color scheme that goes with orange, red, and green. And I swatched some things out here. So a lot of the pictures were like a very bright green, some brown, a violet, and this is Neocolor 2, russet, and ochre. I'm not sure which one I want to go with, because when I go like this and I kind of try to imagine the backgrounds, I know I don't want to do this one. Although it's a beautiful color, but I think it would take away from the coloring. It's between this one and this one. This is a Neocolor 2 blend, and this is Inktense. It's so hard to choose a background. Because I kind of want it to be darker around, like I did in the last one. Like darker around the border and go into light so you can see the words or the text. That green could be really pretty. It looks so bright that I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, decisions. But I think this, it would blend in too much with the ribbon. But this could blend it in too much to the leaves. And I don't want to really add too much more color, and I just did blue on this page. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I only have about 50 minutes to do the background before I have to get the kids. So I need to make a decision. I have chalk pastel, but I haven't really used them, and since I already did the coloring, I don't want to mess it up. And I know with Inktense and Neocolor, I can go around, you know. You know what? We're gonna go with the green. I think we're just gonna go with the green. So let me pull out my colors. And now the question is, do I want it more like this or more like this? Oh boy. Okay, I got my colors. So I got felt green, apple green, and spring green. And we're gonna do the background, and I hope I don't mess it up because it's so pretty. All right, let's see. There we go. This page is completed. And I like how it came out. I think that the green worked well. Let me go ahead and hold it up so you can see like the true color. Without the glit and the shine. Let's see. That's more of the true color there. I really like how it came out. And the next one in this book is this one. I do want to quickly show you. My daughter got a hold of my book a while ago and scribbled on this one, so I thought it would be fun to try to fix it. And I think there's another one in here that she got too. Anyway, I think that would be cool to try to fix. There's several pages in my books that the kids have scribbled on. Maybe I'll make that a different series, like fixing pages my kids colored. Not fixing them, but enhancing them. Yeah, I really like it. So, that's not a whip, but that is the next one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I am kind of sad that I ran out of time to do the romantic country, but this video I think is going to be pretty long. So, the mermaid is going to have to wait. I really need to flag it. Did I flag it? Yeah, I did flag it. So the mermaid page is going to have to wait until the next time. But I wanted to go ahead and say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And I wanted to get this video up before Mother's Day. And yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting your answers to my questions. And I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day and happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.